first term, just getting entertainers generally. And it's nice to see we've seemed to have turned a corner on that. But even 4 years ago, the Biden administration the Biden team had a country music singer who was going to sing. They never announced it. On the Thursday before the election, before the inauguration, he said he didn't think he could come, and they called Garth Brooks that day.
The Honorable Dan Quayle, accompanied by Mrs. Marilyn Quayle, and the Honorable Michael Pence.
And thus begins the announcement of the former vice president. We should note that we have learned that the entire Biden press staff has officially left the building, that Karine Jean-Pierre was the last to leave.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Andrew Jackson's portrait is already back up on the wall. And Biden press staffer tells CBS News that the Reagan rug, which is the rug that Reagan used and Trump previously used, is back. They had to disassemble the ugly desk to switch out the rugs.
Yeah, I did the car for you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
No.
the 42nd president.
Leave me alone, I'm watching TV.
The
I did
Honorable
not drink
Hillary
alone.
J. Clinton.
I have an
accompanied
old
by the
bottle and a
Honorable
new one.
Hillary Rodham.
Now leave me alone. See you. Don't worry. Now leave me alone. Try not to talk too loud. I'm streaming it on YouTube so everybody can see. That was no. That's some kind of a joke, right?
I hope so.
Has to be. It's starting soon, guys. Can I put the birds somewhere more quiet? Just watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 43rd President of the United States, the Honorable George W. Bush, accompanied by Mrs. Laura Bush.
Remember him? Nothing. Just leave me alone. Where's that blanket I had?
Ladies and gentlemen, the
I'm gonna try to get them to
44th
shut up. Where's the
President of
blanket?
United
You say,
States,
"Ew."
the Honorable Barack H.
No, the
Obama.
other one. The other one. I'm talking about the thing for the bird cage that was on top that you took off.
Here, this throw a sheet over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Justice of the United States, the Honorable John G. Roberts Jr., and the Associate Justices of the Supreme Court of the United States.
Well, can you find it?
And we're waiting now for the introduction of the president and president-elect. And as you can see, Dr. Biden entering with the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff.
Tiffany Trump and Barron Trump.
What's he so surprised about? 39 more minutes, y'all. 39 more minutes. Thank you for the like. Please keep them coming. We are celebrating. This is wine, not fruit juice.
And we're looking at members of the first family. And there you have
Newark Mayor Cory Booker.
Senate, including Senator
New Jersey in the house. Hi, Cory Booker.
and Senator Tom Cotton.
I met him in a Starbucks on Broad Street once before they closed it down.
Latest on TikTok.
It's on TikTok. No, which is not allowed to be on federal devices
Right.
because of national security concerns.
Well, I think if Senator Tim Cotton has appropriately and very succinctly said why it's such a concern that, according to U.S. national security officials backed by both Republican and Democratic senators, if you have it on your phone, they believe that they can monitor and the Chinese own ByteDance.
Mario, yes.
Text messages, emails.
You got it, Mario.
And more.
Right idea, Mario Henrique.
Ladies and gentlemen, escorting Dr. Biden and Mr. Emhoff, the Republican staff director of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Ms. Emily Leviner, the Senate Secretary for the Minority, the Honorable Gary Myrick, the
Be
House
quiet,
Republicans
guys.
Chief Administrative Officer,
Be quiet.
Catherine Spindor, and Mr. Bruce.
Be quiet. Sorry. They're not going to be quiet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jill Biden and Mr. Douglas Emhoff.
And the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Biden, who has done so much for military families in her service as First Lady of the United States. Her son, Beau Biden, had served in the National Guard and had served overseas and
Little witch.
first started the initiative with Michelle Obama, First Lady. She continued that then as First Lady, making sure that military families receive the attention that they deserve and the support that they
This is my network.
one of her hallmark issues. And of course, Doug Emhoff,
Oh, that's why.
and that has been at the forefront.
That's why I had the wrong station on. Good.
To Bill Clinton there. And
Finally, now I know what the problem was.
people are tightly packed together.
There we go. I had the wrong network on. Happy I
The
fixed
president has been able to roll this thing back. For the last 100 years, since, as you point out, Woodrow Wilson and others created it. And now we have the best chance we've seen in a century to start.
I had the wrong network on. I'm sorry.
A flurry of EOs of executive orders where the president says, nope, we're not doing this anymore.
Well, there's no way it's not a fourth branch of government, which is unconstitutional.
Sorry, y'all.
If it is part of the administrative branch and the president is not in control of it. If the president can't fire people, then he's not actually their employer or boss.
That's right. My manager always used to say that. He's just an employee. That is absolutely correct.
Yes, exactly right. Because the Congress will say the president can't fire. Well, neither can Congress. So who do these people work for?
Do good.
They work for the union.
I like where you're coming from. I like where you're coming from.
And they're over the that state becomes more powerful than the other three branches combined.
Yes, and this is something that obviously you've spoken about for years. We're here at this turning point, and that's why we are going to the entire focus of the political division of Blaze News and Blaze News tonight is going to be focused on this mandate and its implementation. Because now we have to hold everyone in government.
This is not fruit juice. This is wine.
That mandate that the people have given them. And
this is reserved for the inauguration.
The game in town that matters politically, which is not Republican versus Democrat, but whether or not we can restore the promise of Republican government in the 21st century. And that's what I think all of our audience cares about, everyone listening cares about, whether you're Republican, Democrat, these people need to work for you. How does DC work? Is Trump going to be able to rein this in?
My mom wants to keep lights on in the middle of the damn day. Don't get it.
They don't understand how this works.
Hi, Casper.
No one understands who actually rules us because of what we're talking about.
I will tell you, I was talking
Joe Biden.
yesterday, and then I talked to some people that are going into the administration. 1 minute after the president takes his hand off the Bible, we're sworn in. And I mean, imagine the number.
Fresno, what about the show Sliders?
From justice.
Remember Sliders?
To
what about Quantum
urban
Leap?
Development to throughout the entire thing, military. The amount of change that comes in a 5-minute period, it's not just one guy, it is thousands of people. And that happens in a 5-minute period today. It is awesome.
You don't have anything to worry about until noon. Don't worry. It's not noon yet.
It's not just the president.
Yeah, it's not noon yet. There's just going to be commentary until noon. You want to be here a little bit before 12.
It's a mighty task to implement that agenda throughout all these thousands on the bureaucracy.
Yeah. Matthew, thanks so much. And you're going to be sticking around, I believe. And we're going to be talking to you after the president speaks and takes the oath of office.
He's going to be the president of Pikachu. These guys won't be quiet. You're going to hear Pikachu the whole time. The president of my birdies, including Pikachu. Hi, Pikachu.
I'll tell you about LifeLock. Big data breaches are happening all the time. The Loan Depot, Evolve Bank and Trust, places that sound like millions of records were stolen, and that means millions of people's data has been compromised.
Thank you for watching my channel. Hey, Fresno, you haven't missed anything. Thank you for watching my channel.
You need LifeLock. It's important to understand how identity theft affects all of our lives. LifeLock offers advanced and empowered monitoring of your identity and personal information. It alerts you to cyber criminals trying to use your personal information, tracking hundreds of millions of data points per second to detect and alert you to a wide.
You're going to want to be here before 12. Trust me.
Dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialists, so if you do become a victim of identity theft, they can help you manage and fix the situation, and their plans include up to $3 million in coverage. It's easy to protect yourself with LifeLock. Join now, save up to 40% off your first year with promo code BECK. Call 800-LifeLock, 800-LifeLock, or lifelock.com, promo code BECK.
We're taking questions exclusively from Blaze TV subscribers right now. Go to blaze47.com, use the code 47, and save 47 bucks.
Okay, hi. Hi, welcome. We're going to do some more Blaze coverage here while the network, the radio network, is in a commercial break.
We're getting by the way, updated information on the Fauci party. Interesting.
Yeah.
We should talk about that coming up.
Yeah, we will.
Date and everything of when it goes back to fascinating.
We have some questions coming in from Patricia LeMay. She says, can someone be pardoned even though they have not been criminally charged yet? We're not sure. There's an argument back and forth on this.
There's an argument back and forth. I mean, I tend to believe the pardon power is pretty broad.
I do too.
But there has been a lot of pushback, and the pushback was really widely shared back when Donald Trump was threatening that he might do it. They were talking about, well, Donald Trump, pardon his family members. Remember that whole discussion?
Yes.
So there is a discussion on that. I would see that. I think it's going to get challenged. I think a lot of people. I hope.
I'm gonna have to read that book, man.
This is a
I'm
very
gonna have to read that book.
That you can be an administration, break the law, or even, appear to break the law, and pardon everybody in advance. That's not good. That means there's absolutely no accountability that is left in our system.
Yeah, and the Fauci pardon is written in a similar fashion to the Hunter Biden pardon.
We'll get to that here in just a second. Does Glenn think of Trump's picks for cabinet positions? What does he think? And other folks, will they make it through the confirmation process? I think so.
Do you think any of them get stuck?
I think that there's a chance RFK has a hard time going through.
Yeah, Democrats are going to be on board with him, so
Yeah.
I think that will probably get through. The one I actually think, if you had to pick one, might be Tulsi. I think that there's a decent amount of, back on that one. I think at the end of the day, it'll get done, but that one might be the closest call.
Tulsi, coming in, by the way, we're watching just one of the fastest first ladies to ever walk into the Rotunda.
Not even close. She's by far the classic first lady.
I mean,
It's almost
Jackie O.
unfair. It's unfair to Jackie O. Melania is a supermodel.
No, but I don't mean that as class. I think the way she's handled herself, and that's why I say it's arguably because Jackie Kennedy went through things in public that thank God Melania hasn't. But I think Melania would have handled it the same way.
I had read that JFK, Jackie watched her husband get shot. And that nothing like that has ever happened with Melania.
Have you seen the movie? Well, we're getting into it.
It did happen.
No, but
it just happened.
the brain didn't come out in her lap.
Okay. It's not a knock on Jackie.
Right. No, I know.
It's like almost an unfair competition.
What will it take for the nation to shift culturally under this administration? In other words, what
Cash bar.
administration do?
Move.
Culture is not the realm of the president.
Cash bar.
I think that's
Oh,
a question that should be left up to us. We have to change the culture, and it is left up to a much broader set than the president. However, schools make a huge impact on the culture. Could you argue that Trump
Getting elected is the people changing the culture.
Yes,
That is what the,
yes, but there's no levers for him to pull. That is the culture. Yes, that's the culture changing and saying, I want that direction, and the culture changes.
Yeah, I mean, you could do certain things like that, but you're right. Overall, it's the movement of the people.
So, Fly Girl Martin, I'm going to be asking the president this question in the next few days. Will Trump have all the doorknobs reinstalled?
Yes.
The ones that Biden spitefully removed?
Yes, he will.
I've heard that. You didn't go to the White House with this. At the end of the White House, I saw these doorknobs. They are absolutely beautiful. They have the presidential seal on them. And Trump had them specially made for the West Wing. And, there's a list of things that the White House needs, and then the president can pull from that and say, my wife and I, we want to take care of these things, okay? He replaced all of the doorknobs in the White House, and my gosh, they were beautiful. The word is that Biden came in and took all of those doorknobs off.
He did.
I
That
find
happened.
that hard to believe.
No, that happened.
I've heard it from several different sources.
And there's Cory Booker.
That's just an abomination of pettiness. But
That's what they are.
He will replace them. He will replace them. And I really want that for our museum because they're just spectacular. I mean, I've been to the White House a few times. I'm walking down the hallway, and my eyes immediately went to the doorknobs. They're that spectacular. I'm walking down the hallway, and I see the closed door, immediately looked, and I stopped and looked at them, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at these. You're like that person who really does read Playboy for the other. Yes, yes, I am. Yeah, for the knobs, I guess. Yeah. So, all right. Victoria's got a lady walking down the hallway. Just say, what? Why are we letting these people in? Place TV's coverage begins again just a second. We are expecting the president to walk in. The new vice president, J.D. Vance, is walking in even as we speak.
We're going to watch the inauguration in 25 minutes. For everybody tuned in, in 24 minutes is going to be the inauguration of the president. 24 more minutes. 23 minutes, 50 seconds.
We are live from Washington, D.C. with our live coverage of the inauguration and swearing-in ceremony of the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, President 45 and now number 47 as well. It is a historic day. The feeling here in Washington, D.C. is a little pins and needles. It has been over the weekend. I think as we get closer to him actually laying his hand on the Bible.
Casper. And you get to see Casper.
Make no mistake.
Hi, Casper.
Global target. And
how you doing?
Washington, D.C. If you wanted to get rid of the right is...
Casper, leave Snowball alone.
It's astonishing.
Leave Snowflake alone.
And how many faces are here in the crowds. There's about 300 people, I believe, in the...
Down.
Now, if we could take some of that live coverage... and go ahead and up the sound. I think the Mr. John
Casper, get down. There's an inauguration.
Mrs. Iris Weintraub-Schumer and Mrs. Jennifer Stewart.
So they have people coming in now and being announced.
You're about 20 minutes away. You're good.
No.
And
All
there's
right.
Donald Trump
There he is.
ready to walk in to be sworn in. He is here making his way by himself down the hallway.
There he is, y'all. This is what you came for.
Standing
I'm going to be quiet. I hope the birds are quiet.
in salute. And he's about to walk in and be announced. Just, wow, look at how stunning the line is. All in black with just a little white.
I don't mind that.
Collar and a beautiful black hat, offset with a white band. I mean, she is obviously a model, but she looks like she came out of the pages of Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
So American, so wholesome, and so incredibly beautiful.
Wearing a custom double-breasted navy coat by Adam Witness and a matching boater by Eric Javits, both American designers.
Thank you very much. Do I appreciate that? You know those people? No, I've never heard of them. I've never heard of you. So we're even. Standing next to the world's tallest man, her son, Barron, who is about 19 feet tall. And
You're not going to have the hairdryer going during the inauguration, are you?
almost next to him, behind him, row is Elon Musk.
And the Vice President of the United States, ranking member of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremony, the Honorable Jeff Fisher, House Democratic Leader, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries, and Senate
Can I turn up the volume?
the Honorable Robert Johnson.
When they say honorable, I mean, I think that's just more of a formality. I would imagine this is hail to the chief. So that,
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, the Honorable Joseph R. Biden Jr., and Vice President of the United States, the Honorable Kamala Harris.
The last times you'll hear those words, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And the first time honorable
Fuck Joe Biden.
used for either one of them. She looks happy. He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
As they
No,
take
he
their
doesn't.
place.
You want got any more pudding?
No.
Yes, we did. Total Tech, yeah. We won the popular vote too.
Interesting and weird to see it happening.
Bah! Get the fuck out. Okay.
No matter what anyone tells you, this is not because it's not because it's cold. You just think it's a Saturday.
Get the fuck out.
Totally fine. Yeah, and I think everybody.
20 more minutes, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, escorting the Vice President-elect, the Executive Director of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Mr. Michael Wagner, Senate Deputy Sergeant-at-Arms and Doorkeeper.
I don't know who most of these people are, I'm not gonna lie.
House Deputy Sergeant-at-Arms.
Casper! It's almost time. Hi.
They don't get any music.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. Why should they get music?
No doorkeeper music.
That's right.
Stepping out with bluegrass or something. There he goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President-elect of the United States, the Honorable J.D. Vance.
Okay, J.D. Vance, come on, buddy. Woo!
Guy who grew up in poverty. Yeah. To go through, become.
He's only 40 years old.
Successful individually.
He's younger than me.
It is truly the American story. Yeah. By the way, Steve Baker, our investigative journalist, Blaze Media correspondent, who may be pardoned during this address, is joining us here in Washington, D.C. Hello, Steve. How are you? Good to be here. Actually. It's a big day for you personally, as well as the country.
Okay, here you are.
And,
It's happening in like...
Is that
mixed
his wife?
emotions. I have a lot of thoughts about this.
No, Mom, it's just people.
Come down. I don't know how many are going to receive pardons.
You nervous?
Hi, Casper.
I'm
Casper voted for President Trump. Didn't you?
I would imagine, because this is, if it doesn't happen, that, not good for you.
Not good for us, so,
Yeah.
I feel like he might do a jury sound up, please, and it's very likely that he will do it in the speech, but he may just indicate it. I mean, we don't know what the language was utilized, and it's got to be very specific. Alan Dershowitz said that if he speaks it, it's done. Correct. It's law.
Yeah.
He says it. Now, how he says
We
it
are consuming that. Here.
Here we go.
Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Elizabeth Farah, House Sergeant-at-Arms, the Honorable William P. McFarland, Senate Sergeant-at-Arms.
Hold on, guys, hold on, coming! Doorkeeper and doormouth.
Honorable John Thune, and the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, House Democratic Leader, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries, House Majority Leader.
That's the bitch that pulled the fire alarm because he didn't want to vote.
The Honorable Mike
Why? She
Johnson.
pulled the fire on it?
Never mind. I'm going to be quiet. Let's just... He's going to be talking in about 20 minutes. I'm going to be quiet. Pikachu, are you going to be quiet for the president? No, I'm going to talk. Hi, Mickey.
Honorable Amy Klobuchar.
Honorable.
Oh. What a night. Ladies and gentlemen, we've ruined the word honorable.
Yes, we have.
Never been
Thank you, Stu. I agree. I'm not clear if they were honorable or not.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that again? We're never gonna use them again.
All right, Mom.
Supports a new piece written for the
We're about... It's
of
a...
the
Quiet.
United States. Just throwing that in for the Democrats who are a bunch of crybabies.
Democrats aren't real.
The Honorable Donald John Trump.
Here we go. Yes.
What is going through his hands right now?
This is what you came for.
Oh, he looks good.
He leans over to kiss Melania, but the brim of her hat is angled in such a way he couldn't actually get to her cheek.
There's no way to get to that, to
No.
someone in that hat.
No, that's not a kissing hat.
You're going inside.
Yeah, he did too, and he still couldn't do it. Still couldn't do it. Saying hello to somebody fat.
I thought you said you weren't there.
Yeah.
Getting an ovation. Okay, let's listen. Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Cool day. It's really fucking hot. It really is. By the way, our live coverage on Blaze TV, you will find it at blaze47.com, Blaze47. You join us today, say $47 on the Blaze TV Plus yearly subscription. There people are under the Capitol, who are also part of the House and the Senate and others. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please in the basement, in the visitor center. By the way,
Please be quiet, you guys. You're not going to be quiet.
Just a second.
I am my own bird.
At the hour, we will lose our simulcast with the national radio audience. We will stay online and also on Blaze TV. So stay with us. And during the speech, we're not going to be making any remarks. We're going to make sure that you hear every word.
Neither am I.
I'm really excited. If you missed earlier today, I started my podcast with the speech I would like to hear from the president. And we'll see. He, of course, he's not taking my phone calls currently on speeches, so it's not going to be that speech, but I'm wondering how much of it is going to reflect in his speech today. Hopefully quite a bit. Who's standing up? Is that Klobuchar? Okay, good time to take a quick break.
It is.
Let me take a quick break here in just a second. We'll be back in a second. First, let me tell you about the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Yeah. Woo. Jeez, I'm sorry you're going to miss that.
I wish you'd give charities like this.
Anti-Semitism is alive and well all around the world. And apparently we're not experiencing the effects of the Holocaust. Here we are again today witnessing the rise of the kind of anti-Semitism we haven't seen really since the 1930s, except in the Middle East. And one of the many reasons that I partnered with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is to send a message to Israel, but also Jews all around the world. We are not the same kind of Christians we were. We are not your fair weather friends. We are going to stand with you this time. January 27th is Holocaust Remembrance Day, and the fellowship is doing their part not only in helping to remember, but providing food, shelter, and safety to Jews in Israel and all around the world, including those remaining Holocaust survivors. Will you please donate? Please help. Help provide food, water, medicine, and other basic necessities to Jewish communities, including the gift of protection. The world holds an awful lot of darkness for the Jewish people. Become part of a shining light. Give a gift and show your support to the Jewish people by visiting supportifcj.org. That's one word, supportifcj.org.
Sounds like I did already.
888-488-IFCJ. 888-488-IFCJ. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews.
This is Glenn Beck.
12 more minutes, everybody. Do whatever you want for 12 more minutes. The important part is on the way.
Wow. Within 20 minutes of the president actually taking the oath of office, not even that. Now it's exactly probably 15 minutes because he takes it at 12:01.
Yeah.
Joseph Robinette Biden has done one more string of pardons, and this time everyone down to the grandchildren in his own family.
Incredible. Not the ones his own.
Hey, bird.
Poor Navy.
Yeah.
He's still up for
He's like, wait, I'm going to jail. I'm 4.
James Biden. This is one of the big ones. Jim Biden was one of the ones that I really thought.
That's because MLK Day is all day. The inauguration happens at noon. We're good here.
Biden has now pardoned him. James Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John P. Owens, Francis W. Biden. Full unconditional pardons. We mentioned Fauci. He's been pardoned as well. By the way, of all crimes,
Be here in 11 minutes.
January 1st, 2014. So this would not just skew the stuff that he did while in office or any of that, but also while Trump was in office, but also all the way back to all of the research that he said he wasn't involved in. Right. It would cover all of that. It seems like that date, though, he's using for almost all of these, January 1st, 2014.
What do you make of that, Steve? I'll tell you what.
the thing that has shocked me the most already today in this round of pardons is the fact he got to one of our principal stories of the last year and a half. He pardoned Officer Harry Dunn today.
I know.
That's a Blaze exclusive,
I know.
showing his perjury in trial. What we're trying to get to the bottom of right now is that includes Lieutenant Michael Byrd, now captain, who shot Ashley Babbitt, because although he didn't testify before the House Select Committee in the open hearing, he may have given a transcripted under oath interview, in which case we got to figure out if that applies, the pardon applies there as well. But that's
So
not,
let me ask you this. If you are pardoned, when you go in to testify, can you re-perjure yourself?
absolutely, this is what we're going to get them on. We're going to get them in House Committee hearings. And we're going to give them the opportunity to either, because these pardons are only for, they go in reverse.
They don't go forward.
They don't go forward. They can still commit crimes in the future if they perjure themselves yet again. And of course, they're not going to be with Fifth Amendment protection this time.
Yeah,
So
they can't call that because, right?
That's correct.
Unless they perjure themselves, they are protected. They say, yeah, I did those things. I perjured myself back then. They can't call the Fifth because they're not endangering themselves. So the only way they endanger themselves is lying under oath the second time, correct?
That's correct. And we also have an ongoing series that we've just begun outing former General Mark Milley. And of course, he received his pardon as well. This is not going to interdict our stories. We're going to continue going forward with our revelations on his participation in January 6th. That's coming regardless of what's happening here. But I think that we're going to see both Officer Dunn, Officer Special Agent David Lazarus. We're going to see them before House Committee hearings under oath. Again, they're going to get another opportunity to hold their hand up in the air, take an oath, and decide whether they want to perjure themselves yet again.
Remarkable. Okay, so Klobuchar has shut her yap. So, to put it politely. So we're going back to the Capitol here in just a second, but we are now 11 minutes away from the President of the United States officially transferring over from Joe Biden to Donald Trump. And what a sigh of relief it will be to have
Almost time.
Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. We're just talking about some breaking news that has just happened. Joe Biden has pardoned a lot of people. He pardoned last night rapists, murderers, and actually didn't pardon them fully. He just took them off of death row.
To be clear, his family pardons happened today, not yesterday.
No, I meant the other murderers.
Oh,
The other rapists and murderers. His family was pardoned for any kind of past crimes. Just a few minutes ago, it was just released to the press. One of the last things he did before he left the Oval Office is go all the way down and pardon every member of his family, including the grandchildren, except for, I think Navy was left out of that too.
Yeah,
so
we can go right after Navy.
Go after Navy.
Incredible. And think about even, this transformational moment is really profound. But 4 years ago, Trump obviously is not at the inauguration. He doesn't attend it. But separate from that, 4 years ago, almost no one attended it. There was no one there at all. And those who were there were outdoors wearing masks. That was where we were just 4 years ago. It feels like another world, and thank God it does. We've come a long way in a very positive direction, at least that's going to start today.
None of this would have happened. Let's go ahead and put picture in picture and bring up the sound just a little bit. Who is this speaking? I can't.
Envision for all of us.
I can't
And
see.
today, we celebrate not only their decision to do so.
It's
but
a
also
boring
the
speech.
simple right
As we,
Yeah.
nobody of consequence. I mean, it could be the Queen. I don't know, but nobody of consequence. I think America feels the same way. Let's get to it. Even Donald Trump, you're looking at him and he's not. He's looking at her, but he's not thinking about a word she's saying.
I don't think Trump is typically like a guy that cares all that much about the pomp and circumstance, but this has got to be delectable to him today.
Yeah.
I think he wants every single bit of this today after the past 4 years.
Okay, we're getting a prayer.
And know that I am God, supreme among the nations, supreme on the earth. Let us pray. Remembering General George Washington on his knees at Valley Forge, recalling Abraham Lincoln at his second inaugural, with malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right. Remembering General George Patton's instructions to his soldiers as they began the Battle of the Bulge 8 decades ago. Pray. Pray when fighting. Pray alone. Pray with others. Pray by night. Pray by day. Observing the birthday of the Reverend Martin Luther King, who warned, without God, our efforts turn to ashes.
Amen.
We, blessed citizens of this one nation under God, humbled by our claim that in God we trust, gather indeed this Inauguration Day to pray for our President Donald J. Trump, his family, his advisors, his cabinet, his aspirations, his vice president, for the Lord's blessings upon Joseph Biden, for our men and women in uniform, for each other whose hopes are stoked this new year, this Inauguration Day. We cannot err in relying upon that prayer from the Bible, upon which our president will soon place his hand in oath, as we make our own the supplications of King Solomon for wisdom as he began his governance. God of our fathers, in your wisdom you set man to govern your creatures, to govern in holiness and justice, to render justice with integrity. Give our leader wisdom, for he is your servant, aware of his own weakness and brevity of life. If wisdom which comes not from you be not with him, he shall be held in no esteem. Send wisdom from heaven.
We are going to have to break for a network break. Our coverage of the inauguration, which is just literally 6 minutes away, going to be covered at Blaze TV. Blaze47.com is how you can join us, Blaze47. Then coverage tomorrow on radio continues. Glenn Beck.
Almost time. We all ready? We all ready?
They call them near misses. They're near collisions.
We're traveling thousands of miles across the country to figure out what's happening with air traffic control.
It's the ultimate mind game. All these airplanes moving in different places. We are sitting here playing with these things. It's just so bizarrely unfair.
I've read that they still utilize floppy disks.
Yeah.
How can this be in the 21st century? What is the answer to that, Bob? This is insanity.
Half of the controllers in the country are working 6-day weeks, 10-hour days.
Wait, stop. We were cleared to cross runway 4.
The Obama administration put in place this new set of hiring standards for air traffic controllers.
The FAA decided that it was using too many white men to become air traffic controllers. They decided to change the hiring process and introduced a new first step, which was called the biographical questionnaire. And
are you ready?
It was designed to alter the racial.
All right, I'm not going to say anything else. Here we go, everybody. Here we go.
Then you take the biographical test. How do you do on that? So I ended up failing.
Andrew was a victim of bigotry. How is this legal? It's not.
The warning signs are there, and we all wonder, is anybody listening?
We did it. We elected Donald Trump as president of the United States. A blowout of epic proportions. This is like Reagan-type electoral college numbers. We played a role in giving Donald Trump a mandate for what kind of campaign we wanted him to run. Good prevailed last night over evil. We should drop to our knees and praise the Lord for this victory.
Where do you stand on the WEF, the World Economic Forum?
It's a billionaires' boys club as arranging the world to shift wealth upward and to clamp down totalitarian controls on everybody else.
We're seeing the highest levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and suicidality since I started keeping records.
Consistent, I have not committed a crime. I can speak to anyone I want. I can have any opinion I want. And you're not allowed to use your creepy spy agencies against me because I'm your boss.
Welcome to the.
All right, here we go. Nothing else.
Blaze TV. It is J.D. Vance now. Let's bring up the audio. He's taking the oath of office.
Here we go.
And domestic. That I will bear true faith. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. The duties of the office. The duties of the office. On which I am about to enter. On which I am about to enter. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Hey. Vice President J.D. Vance.
Not even a smile, just, folks, there's a little bit maybe of a smile. He's just so focused on what is coming next. By the way, Ali got stucky. Look at that. Look at Ali got stucky. No, Ali got stucky. He's joining us now. Hi, Ali.
Hi.
Just watching the facial expressions of the president, or the president the man who will be our president once again, in just a couple of minutes. Ali, when did you get into town?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
No, the day before yesterday, a couple days ago.
Your first inaugural balls or anything like that?
Yeah, this whole experience has been new and fun.
Here we go.
Solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. The office of President of the United States. And will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
There he is. Yay.
He said, thank you, Joe.
Standing here, probably wanting to sniff the hair of any of the Trump girls. Now the 21 gun salute, the cannons that are just on the side of the Capitol. They sound a little weenie here on the internet and television, but they are not. The president is now just speaking to those around him. J.D. Vance, his son, Melania looks beautiful. Joe Biden is still standing there like he doesn't even know where he is. And the president is about to give his speech. Notice Barron Trump politely came over and shook the hands of President Biden and also Kamala. Raised the right way. His children, one thing you can say about his children is Donald Trump's children love him and are very successful at just being children in their own right. This is the fanfare opening of the presidential march. What is this? Oh, this is the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
people standing in kind of in the aisle. What appears to be the Navy chorus coming down and just plowing into these people who are standing just like they're not. We will move you. This must be, while it would have been nice to see this outside so more could enjoy it, the sound in the rotunda must be just heavenly. Up above is the ascension of George Washington in the rotunda, something he would have absolutely hated. But he is draped in a toga with angels above him holding a laurel wreath crown above him, making him into some sort of god, which of course we don't believe in, and he certainly didn't believe in. But this sound echoing through the rotunda must be truly stirring. Battle Hymn of the Republic, which became popular during the Civil War, and something that had not been sung in Richmond, Virginia, ever in public until we did, what was that called, Stu? The troop thing we did in about 2003. Do you remember the name of that?
Of course I do, Glenn.
Yeah.
I've done so many things.
Yeah, I know.
All are...
I can't remember what that was called, but we did a nationwide tour, and I was told that we could not sing the Battle Hymn of the Republic in Richmond, Virginia. They said the crowd would turn on us, and it had never been done before, and that's when I called and said, good, let's get a black choir in to sing it, and we sang it, and it was stirring and emotional, and the crowd just cheered for it.
Rally for America?
Yeah, Rally, thank you.
There you go.
Rally for America.
Thank you. Take a minute.
Allie, how are you feeling today about this?
Well, I feel good. This is different than obviously 4 years ago, but different than 8 years ago. At least to me, I felt like we had just gotten away with something and we were almost in trouble for it. Like most people were mad at us for winning the election.
Right.
This time there's a shift. Of course, there are people who are upset that Donald Trump won, but more people have accepted now that this is a cultural shift. It's not just that we got away with something, by the skin of our teeth. It's a real shift.
Yeah, and I'm hoping and expecting big things, even just from today.
Yes.
You're going to see the entire government shift and shift rapidly in a way that I don't think I've ever witnessed before.
Yes. And I mean, the tech giants, the CEOs, even the fashion labels, seemingly publicly supporting this administration in a way, or at least not embarrassed to say, I'm
Yes.
here, she's wearing
Correct.
us.
Correct.
That's the difference.
Correct.
Wow. Oh, that's beautiful.
It may look like one room, but that is one room itself. And the other picture that you'll see from time to time is underneath the White House. That is the visitor center that was built
President
right
Trump.
after 9/11. And underneath those, the visitor center, which is underneath the Capitol, is the FISA courts that no one gets into.
And pleasure to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Yes! Here we go. I'm not saying anything.
Like Kamala Harris, but for different reasons. I'm almost brought to tears on this.
Yes. It's still unbelievable.
It is.
It feels that way.
Interesting to hear his tone all the way through.
Thank you very
His
much,
strength
everybody. Well,
and his
thank
call
you
for
very
unity.
much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country, sunlight is pouring over the entire world, and America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago. Or more recently, Los Angeles, where we're watching fires still tragically burn. From weeks ago, without even a token of defense, they're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. Interesting. But we can't let this happen. Everyone is unable to do anything about it. That's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it. than any country anywhere in the world. And we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to them. All of this will change starting today, and it will change very quickly. My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
Yeah.
Our liberties and our nation's glorious destiny will no longer be denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history.
True.
And I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life.
Yep.
Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason.
Yep.
I was saved by God to make America great again.
Enjoy. Don't start talking. Ovation. Standing ovation. Standing ovation.
Thank you very much.
Everybody should be giving this guy a standing ovation.
Now it's standing up.
I don't know. Nobody really cares.
No, they weren't standing, those bastards.
Fuck them.
That is why each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope, prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day.
It is.
It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country. As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our agenda with dramatic increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old, men and women, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, urban, suburban, rural, and very importantly, we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states.
Yes, we did.
The popular vote.
And the popular vote. That means New Jersey's counted. That's unheard of. That has never happened. New Jersey in the House.
Black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and in his honor, this will be a great honor.
There you go,
But
Fresno.
in his honor, we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true.
That's interesting that today was his birthday. That's interesting.
National unity is now returning to America, and confidence and pride is soaring like never before. In everything we do, my administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. We will not forget our country, we will not forget our Constitution, and we will not forget our God. Can't do that.
Said they do that.
Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
Yeah. There you go. It's gonna happen in about an hour. Look at the standing ovation again. Yes.
All
Fuck them.
Entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release. Border invasion of our country. Under the orders I signed today, we will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Get them. Get them. You're not playing around. President Trump, guys.
And by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities.
Hey. Shots fired.
As Commander-in-Chief, I have no higher responsibility than to defend our country from threats and invasions, and that is exactly what I am going to do. We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices. The inflation crisis was caused by massive overspending and escalating energy prices, and that is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm in heaven.
You will be soon.
Jolie was against that.
Fuck Jolie. Jolie's part of the people that don't like fuck her.
America will be a manufacturing nation once again, and we have something that no other manufacturing nation will ever have, the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we are going to use it.
Gas is going to come down.
We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again, right to the top, and export American energy all over the world. We will be a rich nation again, and it is that liquid gold under our feet that will help to do it. With my actions today, we will end the Green New Deal, and we will revoke the electric vehicle mandate.
Yes!
Our oil industry country and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers.
Hey!
Wow, yay, Donald, yay!
In other words, you'll be able to buy the car of your choice. We will build automobiles in America again at a rate that nobody could have dreamt possible just a few years ago. And thank you to the auto workers of our nation for your inspiring vote of confidence. We did tremendously with that vote. I will immediately begin the overhaul of our trade system to protect American workers and families. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. For this purpose, we are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues. It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources. The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before to restore confidence and effectiveness to our federal government. My administration will establish the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Efficiency, wow.
After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. Something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore equal and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law.
There we go.
And we are going to bring law and order back to our cities. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Oh my God, now that is the bomb. Oh, they're not happy.
This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay.
Woo! There to go.
And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately. Our armed forces will be free to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies. Like in 2017, we will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
I think that's the third standing ovation for this speech.
My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. I'm pleased to say that as of yesterday, one day before I assumed office, the hostages in the Middle East are coming back home to their families.
There you go. Fifth standing ovation. Yeah, nobody's worried about them anymore.
They finally got off their asses.
Thank you. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should be and where it belongs. President McKinley made our country very rich through tariffs and through talent. He was a natural businessman and gave Teddy Roosevelt the money for many of the great things he did, including the Panama Canal, which has foolishly been given to the country of Panama after the United States. The United States, I mean, think of this, spent more money than ever spent on a project before and lost 38,000 lives in the building of the Panama Canal. We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made, and Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back. Above all, my message to Americans today is that it is time for us to once again act with courage, vigor, and the vitality of history's greatest civilization. So as we liberate our nation, we will lead it to new heights of victory and success. We will not be deterred. Together we will end the chronic disease epidemic and keep our children safe, healthy, and disease-free. The United States will once again consider itself a growing nation, one that increases our wealth, expands our territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars.
Elon Musk, that's who's going to do it right there. That's Elon Musk. He's the one that's going to do it. He's better at that than his cars.
Is the lifeblood of a great nation.
Yeah.
And right now our nation is more ambitious
President Trump.
than any other. There's no nation like our nation. Americans are explorers, builders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and pioneers. The spirit of the frontier is written into our hearts. The call of the next great adventure resounds from within our souls. Our American ancestors turned a small group of colonies on the edge of a vast continent into a mighty republic of the most extraordinary citizens on earth. No one comes close. Americans pushed thousands of miles through a rugged land of untamed wilderness. They crossed deserts, scaled mountains, braved untold dangers, won the Wild West, ended slavery, rescued millions from tyranny, lifted billions from poverty, harnessed electricity, split the atom, launched mankind into the heavens, and put the universe of human knowledge into the palm of the human hand. If we work together, there is nothing we cannot do and no dream we cannot achieve.
Wow.
Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken. I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do.
Yep.
In America, the impossible is what we do best. From New York to Los Angeles, from Philadelphia to Phoenix, from Chicago to Miami, from Houston to right here in Washington, D.C.
Chicago to New Jersey.
Our country was forged and built by the generations of patriots who gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. They were farmers and soldiers, cowboys and factory workers, steel workers and coal miners, police officers and pioneers who pushed onward, marched forward, and let no obstacle defeat their spirit or their pride. Together they laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, built great highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and triumphed over every single challenge that they faced. After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. With your help, we will restore America's promise, and we will rebuild the nation that we love, and we love it so much. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So to every parent who dreams for their child, and every child who dreams for their future, I am with you, I will fight for you, and I will win for you. We're going to win like never before.
I think it's more than that.
Thank you. In recent years, our nation has suffered greatly, but we are going to bring it back and make it great again, greater than ever before. We will be a nation like no other, full of compassion, courage, and exceptionalism. Our power will stop all wars and bring a new spirit of unity to a world that has been angry, violent, and totally unpredictable. America will be respected again and admired again, including by people of religion, faith, and goodwill. We will be prosperous. We will be proud. We will be strong, and we will win like never before. We will not be conquered. We will not be intimidated. We will not be broken, and we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a free, sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely. We will live proudly. We will dream boldly, and nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours, and our golden age has just begun. Thank you. God bless America. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
there you have it. Donald J. Trump and his inauguration and his inaugural speech.
How long did it last?
A good focused
Well, now comes-
speech
there's more after
for
that.
this president. He really stayed on target. I'm going to go through some of the things that he talked about here in just a minute. There was one thing that he said that really gravely disturbed me. I've never heard a president ever utter these words before. We'll get into that in just a minute. But I wanted to ask Allie Beth, what did you think of the speech?
I was a little surprised that right out the gate, as soon as he started the speech, he started indicting and eviscerating everyone in that room.
So-
How corrupt and incompetent they were. I loved it. I thought it was a great start of the
that was
speech,
fun.
actually.
I will tell you that it crossed my mind what courage it takes to. He didn't say it to eviscerate. He didn't say it directed at any one person. He eviscerated the policies, and the courage to say that with those eyes right behind you,
Yeah.
I thought was remarkable.
Me too. And I think everyone appreciated that boldness and that bravery right out of the gate. I did.
I expected that more tonight, though. Like,
Yeah.
or the next, he's going to what, the arena next, right?
Yes.
He's going to give another speech. That's kind of where I expected that vibe. I mean, it's more, you get more points though for doing it to their faces, basically.
Yeah, you do.
He talked right out of the chute, North Carolina, Los Angeles, left without, quote, a token of defense. Completely and totally reversed this betrayal of our people. And from this moment on, America's decline is over. Our liberties and destination will no longer be denied. Those are powerful, powerful words that he said. He also said he's learned a lot. Those who wish to stop our cause will not stop at anything, but my life was saved for a reason. My life was saved by God.
Yep.
Several mentions of God in this.
Yes, I was a little, I guess I wasn't surprised that he made that theological claim there, that I was saved by God to make America great again. You know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but the truth is, if you believe in a sovereign God, it was God's providence.
It was.
It was his mercy that saved him. For God's glory, first of all, but also we are beneficiaries of that. Also for our good and for America's good. So that's just an objectively true statement.
Hang on, little Carrie Underwood here as she sings in Rotunda.
Be quiet.
I think Joe Biden was singing the wrong words, and Tombo was barely singing.
How good was that? She's, of course, always fantastic, but that is an incredible
Oh, she's the perfect person for that.
She is. Absolutely presidential. That was a great version of that. Incredible.
And she got a lot of heat for it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, she did.
I'm glad she powered through it, though.
I am too. More than two.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going back to stupid speeches. So let's just go through his speech a little bit more. He talked about the Black and Hispanic community coming together. Oh, I scrolled down this far just because we were talking about God. He said not only was he saved by God, he said later in his speech,